What is going on, guys? I am SceptileMC here, George, the coach of your San Francisco Arcaniners, here to bring you my GBA Season 6 we're done with the weeks, guys. We are now in the playoffs. We are taking on the Boston Red Sawks round 1 of the playoffs, just like we did last season, and we are hoping for the exact same result that we got last time. Now, I'm just going to get right on into it. So, Nick decides to bring his Mega Venusaur, his Skarmory, the Feraligatr, the Lantern, the Alakazam, and the Darmanitan, all of which were Pokemon I very much expect him to bring. The Lantern kind of out there in my opinion, but he doesn't have the Kyurem Black, and that is a huge relief off my back. I don't have to deal with one of the most powerful Pokemon in draft format, taking on my team. And if you guys want to see how I prep for his team, you can see a link in the description below to that video. I did upload it yesterday if you want to do that. I don't believe Nick uploads team builders, but if you want to check out his channel as well, his link is in the description below. Please go check him out. He's one of the greatest battlers in the GBA and is a huge veteran from Season 1. So, yeah. But anyways, that was his team. He does have Kyurem Black, which is great for me. And my team in general is... Honestly, I'm pretty confident that my team can handle his just because I don't see Kyurem Black, and that just made my day so much better. But anyways, looking at lead possibilities on his end, Darmanitan matches up pretty well against everything except for my Manaphy. And I think if I were to lead off with Mega Beedrill, he would want to lead off with his Darmanitan. So I'm going to predict that right there. I'm going to predict him to be a Choice Scarf Darmanitan potentially, because he doesn't have any other potential Scarf on his team, because the Scarf Feraligatr is going to be weird. I'm just going to lead off with Manaphy. I have Tail Glow, and if I feel that I'm in the right position already, I'm just going to click Tail Glow. And so he goes into Haram Boop, which is his Darmanitan right here. And I'm going to go into Blue, which is my Manaphy. And immediately I'm thinking he's going to either U-turn out or he's not Choice Scarf. And he just hard switches out, which gives me a 99% chance of certainty that he is not Choice Scarf. And I click Tail Glow. So turn 2, I have a +3 Manaphy on the field with no prior damage, and I have a Wakan Berry to eat up the Volt Switch, the T-Bolt, whatever he wants to go for. I go for Energy Ball, and we take him out. This was actually a 20% roll that if I would take him out or not. We actually got the roll in our favor, so great start to the match in my opinion. It is a roll, so it really could go either way, but he goes in Alakazam, and I decide I want to keep my Manaphy around at a decent amount of health. He decides to go for an Energy Ball right there. Not really wanting to over-predict. I do have the Aqua Berry, and he doesn't have the Kyurem Black, so I don't really care if he wants to HP Fire. I'm just going to Volt Switch to try and break a Focus Sash, as he decides to switch out into his Mega Venusaur, which isn't not Mega'd yet. So, I get the Volt Switch damage off, and I'm like, you know what? Let's see if we can have a little fun here with Mega Beedrill and just Volt Turn going on. I haven't used Mega Beedrill too well in this season, so it's nice to see it being brought in the playoffs. Now, I'm just going to U-turn out right here. I almost click Poison Jab because I'm like, the switch of Skarmory is too obvious. He might just go for Synthesis predicting a U-turn. But I decided that it was still my best play. Don't want to over-predict early on, especially when I have the momentum that I have right now, going 6-5 up by turn 2. So I U-turn out on the switch into Skarmory, which is great. I'm able to break his Sturdy and go out into my Electabuzz here. I debated going out into Infernape and just clicking Flare Blitz because nothing on his team took a Flare Blitz, but I decided I would save the possibility of taking a lot of recoil for a different time. I go for Volt Switch and actually get a crit here. I forget if it mattered or not. I think if he was a special defensive set, it definitely mattered. If he was a physically defensive set, I don't think it did. But I get the Volt Switch off and I take out the Skarmory. So we're 6-4 up right now. 2 big threats out of the core gone. Honestly, his stoppers to my Volt Turn is completely gone. But he goes into Darmanitan against me, and all I can think of is I don't think I can take him out with the Poison Jab because I'm not adamant. But at the same time, I don't want to take the risks that he just bluffed not being Choice Scarf that well. And I go into this Pokemon, into my Manaphy, and I take a Flare Blitz, and yeah, no, that's definitely Life Orbed with the Sheer Force. I go for the Surf right here, which is guaranteed to take out the Darmanitan, and if he, for some reason, was Choice Scarfed and was just massively adamant, like adamant times 2, then maybe, but he goes into the Feraligatr, and I know that he's just going to try to set up here. It's really his only chance to get back in the game. He's going to fire off an Energy Ball. I get a huge amount of damage off on the Feraligatr to a point where I could take him out with a Mach Punch, I could take him out with a Volt Switch, with a Choice Scarfed Moonblast, but I decide right here that I'm going to let my Manaphy go down, and I'm going to show off a little bit of prep on my part right here, where running 140 defense on my Mega Beedrill actually came up clutch, because I'm able to survive this Aqua Jet easily and just go for a Poison Jab and take out the Feraligatr. So now we are 5-2 up against the Boston Red Sox, round 1 of the playoffs. And I believe right here he is just going to go into the Mega Venusaur. I was really hoping he would go into Alakazam. I have the Twin Needle. I want to go for Twin Needle against the Alakazam when it has its Sash intact. But I know he could just go for an HP Fire and take me out right here. So what I'm going to do is just go for a U-turn. Try to get out of there and switch out into my Electabuzz, I believe I go out into. Yeah, I do. I do go out into Electabuzz, and he's just going to fire off a Sludge Bomb against me. I think that still would have taken out my Mega Beedrill, but to be honest, I'm not positive. I go for a Psyche though right here just to take out the Mega Venusaur, and he has one Pokemon left against my 5, and all I want is to get off the Twin Needle. That's all I want. So I see the Psyshock and I'm like, kill me, kill me, kill me, kill me. It doesn't kill me, and I do get off the Volt Switch, so we are able to clinch the game at 5-0. And I go into Mega Beedrill right here, and I'm just like, I'm still clicking Twin Needle. I don't care. I'm revealing that I had the Twin Needle on this Pokemon, and I also want a Mega Beedrill to get the last kill, as Twin Needle, 25 base power, is just able to KO the Alakazam from the range it was at. So, Nick, that was a good game. A little bit fast-paced, but it was a good game in the end. I'm sorry about the roll on the Lantern. That probably could have made it so that you would still have something to Volt turn around with if you Volt turned out there. If you Volt switched out, and to also block my Volt Switch, because as soon as that Lantern went down, the Volt Switch just absolutely terrorized his team. The fact that he didn't bring the Kieran was also a big thing. But guys, we are on to round 2 of the playoffs against either A-Drive Dan or the New York Metapods, or the Lord himself, Lord Envy, and the San Diego Chimchargers. So we are in the semifinals, GBA Season 6, and we are so close to going back-to-back championships and hopefully claiming a title in the name of the Arcaniners Nation. That is the goal, guys. Of course that is. But anyways, guys, that is going to be the end of the video. So if you did enjoy, I'd really appreciate if you did leave a comment, a like, a rating, and subscribe. I'm SceptileMC, or George, the coach of your San Francisco Arcaniners, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.